Okay, so don't use Networkmanager dispatcher for triggering your i3 blocks. Now the reason why I said is that if you use network dispatcher, you need to keep the service up and running all the time. So right now, if you see this, I have network.dispatcher.service in my system, so I never enabled it and I never use it. But in my previous video, I mentioned about using network manager for i3 blocks, but I highly discourage that behavior. Now the reason is that if you are about to trigger your i3 blocks from network dispatcher. Now before going ahead, let me quickly tell you what a network dispatcher in network manager does. So right now, if you see right now the service is inactive, I never used it, so it will be like that. So if we go into the network manager directory, you can see the dispatcher directory, and here you can see few directories when the network is up. One is pre-down.d and pre-up.d. Now the corresponding directories which are related to a specific task. Now if you want to trigger your i3 blocks or see something else, I'm not saying about something else in this case, because this is highly useful in many situations. But when coming to i3 blocks, if you want to trigger your i3 blocks in interval to say something else, when the network is up, you want to turn on your network script, or when the network is down, you want to turn your interval down to once. I mean, if you keep up running your network script even after you disconnect from your network, that doesn't make any sense. I mean, that's simple waste of resource. I mean, if you are about to run your network script even after disconnecting, that would be disaster, running for nothing. So you can do one thing. You can write a script which when the network is up, let it go and change the interval to which is convenient, let's say 3 or 4 seconds, so that your bandwidth script like this will update in every 3 seconds, and when the network is down, the interval will set to once. Okay, so I didn't approach network dispatcher for this specific task. Now what I did is that I had an idea about changing my interval from another external script. Now I wrote a script for that purpose. Now that is this. Now this is fairly simple, and it is self-explanatory in some sense. You can see here, it will check whether the RF kill status, and if the status is down, if the RF kill status is not active, it is first checking that, and if it's active, it will simply echo this right here. There is a plug and this tick sign, not an appropriate icon for this process, but just for sake, here I can just go ahead and disable, and after 10 seconds or so it will update the script. And right now my RF kill status is here. You can see it's disabled. I can show you how the RF kill looks. Now it is right now it's blocked, and when I turn on my network, let's say I enable it, and you can see the unlink here, link here goes, and the bandwidth will just come, and right now I have connected to my network. Now if I go ahead and check my RF kill status, you can see it's unblocked. Now this is the script which does that process. Now if you look at here, I have this echo, which is this tick sign, which says the RF kill status is unblocked and I'm good to connect with any network. So if the RF kill status is unblocked, it will return that tick sign, and if it's not, it will go ahead and in my i3 blocks the interval will set to 1. Now I mentioned earlier running for nothing is no good, So when you set the interval as once, it will only change when you refresh your i3. So that is what we want when our network is not active. It shouldn't run for nothing. Okay, so if I show you my config file here, so right now if you can see, I have a I don't remember the script name, but I think that is interval network dim, yeah, enable script. Here you go. So the interval of this script I made to 10. Okay, 10. And the network script right now, the interval is 3, right? So if I go ahead and disconnect disable my network, and if I come here and recheck my i3blocks config, you can see the interval is now once. Okay, that is how it works. And with this simple script, it will go into the file and it will replace the interval to once, and if the network is down, it will set the interval to 1, and if there is a network, and it will set the interval to here you can see the interval is setting to 3 seconds, so that whenever the interval is 3 seconds, I will be connected to the network, and the bandwidth script and the network script, everything will be updated in a 3-second interval. That's really convenient. And in my network script, I have my bandwidth script and few other scripts, and I will make another video to explain that, because right now it's the video length is an important thing. I think it's it will be easy for me to explain everything. So catch you guys in the next video.